Good afternoon and welcome to Creating Your Healthy Truth with Barb, me. And it is Tuesday, 1 o'clock, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I've missed you guys. I haven't been here for a couple weeks. Been a little busy. But I was listening. I don't know if any of you got to listen to any of the Food Revolution lectures that John and Ocean Robbins put on this past week, but they were phenomenal. And I know I put it out on my Facebook page and everything, but if you ever see it come through again, I'm not sure if they do it twice a year or once a year. You should absolutely sign up. It's free. They have the best of the best. Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Joel Furman, Dr. David Katz, a ton of people giving lectures on different topics, and they're free. They do it one day and then they do the replay for 21 hours and then they're gone. And then you have the option to buy all the lectures for like $97, but it is so worth it. Well, anyway, I was listening to Dr. David Katz the other day, and he was talking about how food companies are engineering our food to make it addictive. Which, you know, I kind of knew that anyway, but there's things as I go on that I just found absolutely stunning, which I'm going to share with you. And the whole goal is to get you hooked on ultra-processed foods purposefully so that you keep coming back over and over and over again. So he was talking about, there's one company in particular, and this whole process, like I said in my little blurb, is that they hijack our brain chemistry and they hijack our taste buds, you know, and that in itself, it's really kind of insidious when you think about it. So there's a company outside of Dallas, Frito-Lay as an example. They have a huge research center there, okay? They employ they're called craveability experts. That's the industry, easy for me to say. Industry term is craveability experts. That's what they're called. All to get you craving and keep coming back. And so they hire 500 of these people. They also hire psychologists and technicians, okay, to do the research and find out what it is that'll keep you coming back over and over and over again. And they actually, this is what I thought was really stunning, is they actually take functional MRIs of people's brains to see what combinations of additives and flavorants to put in, how much, what's enough, what's not enough, so that they get it just right. And they actually have craveability experts that do this just for kids too. How to market to them, what to put into the food, because if they can get you hooked at a very young age, then they've got you, you know. And the sad part is that, you know, then we're told, well, you know, you need to use willpower. If you can't stop eating, you know, you got to use some willpower, you got to do something. And if you don't get it right, then it's your fault. You know, it's very similar to what they did with cigarettes back in the day. They knew they were putting chemicals in there to keep you hooked, but they kept doing it anyway. You know, and then when you hear all of this, then you wonder why, you know, so many people are getting sick today. You know, cancer rates are just through the roof. ADHD, depression, anxiety, immune disorders. Every chronic disease that we have going on here is food driven. It really is. And I just found that staggering. And I know you've probably heard me say this here, but it's not that I didn't know that they were putting chemicals, because, you know, I'm the count the chemicals, not the calories girl. So I knew that this was going on, but I had no idea to the extent that they will go to make this happen. And they know it's making you sick. They know it's causing all these diseases, but they don't care. It's all about selling product. And Frito-Lay is only one company, okay? There's a lot more out there than that, you know, that are doing it. But, so what can you do about it? You know this is going on, so what can you do about it? Well, I always suggest that you cook at least 85% of your meals in your own home, because then you know what's in it. You know, you're not going to go out and buy chemicals and throw it into your food, right? So you're going to buy whole, clean foods, vegetables, meat, fish, chicken, whatever it is, organic whenever possible. And you're going to make your own meals, I remember one time in my presentation, I talk about a dish that I found in Whole Foods in their buffet area. And because I have food allergies, so I eat pretty clean to begin with because I really don't have a choice. So that keeps me on track, because I need to be kept on track. If any of you guys know me out there. Hey, Melinda, how are you? Yeah, it is pretty awful. But not that I have the food allergies, but that these companies are doing that. But so I eat pretty clean to begin with, but I was in Whole Foods one day and I would buy stuff at their buffet and they would always have labels. That's the first thing you need to do, is read the labels and see what's in there. That ingredient I talk about, natural flavors, that's where this stuff is coming from. There's over 100 different chemicals that hide behind the label of natural flavors, and they are rampant in a lot of different foods. You'll see them on ingredient labels. And there's another new thing I've been seeing recently that says chicken flavoring. I'm like, they just can't put chicken or broth or, it's chicken flavoring. So that's been mixed up in the lab there. So you really have to read the wording, and because they play games with us. They word things certain ways and this and that, like natural flavors. There's nothing natural about that. But I'm segueing. Let me get back to Whole Foods. So, and normally when I would buy something there, they would have the label, and it would have like 5 to 7 ingredients, and you knew what each one was. And then I walked around this corner and saw a meatloaf sitting there that had a list that was this long, and nobody should eat anything with an ingredient list, and I'm not exaggerating, it was that long. And it had all kinds of crap in it. I mean, I don't know what to call it, but crap. That's one of my favorite words when it comes to chemicals. Anyway, so you really need to read the ingredient labels and know what's in the food, and make your own food. When I go out to a restaurant, I'll order a piece of fish grilled. I can't have any butter, so it's just like an oil. And I'm like a waiter's worst nightmare, because I have a lot of questions that I have to ask, because I'm gluten, dairy, and egg free. So that's why I'm kept out of trouble most time with bad foods. But anyway, so I ask a lot of questions. I've been doing it so long now, I know what to order and what to ask and all this stuff. And sometimes I'll ask a question and they'll give me an answer, and the minute I bite into the food, I know that they were not telling me the truth. But anyhow, another example, I went out to an Italian restaurant, and one of my favorite pasta dishes is pasta, of course, crumbled up sausage and broccoli rabe and lots of garlic. It's like, oh my God, it's like my special treat. And we went to a restaurant, my girlfriends and I, and this dish was so good. I could have licked the plate. I mean, that's how good it was. I didn't want it to end. And when you have a meal like that those flavorings are in there, the additives they put in there, because whole food by itself, whether you saute it in garlic and olive oil, or you bake it, you broil it, however you cook it, it doesn't taste like that. I mean, you get to taste the food for what it really is, how nature had intended. So when you get that thing where you just want to like order another plate, that's a red flag. That's always been a red flag for me. And because, as I said, I eat clean, I'm very sensitive to that. And so I know when it's in there. And that particular night, truth be told, I really didn't give a damn, because it really was so good. I figured, well, I don't normally eat like this. I'm just going to like savor this. And that's exactly what I did, And, but I haven't been back there since. So there you have it. But if I get a craving for that, I would go back, 2-3 times a year. I mean, it's not, I eat pretty clean, so I'm not going to get crazy about it. I mean, you can't get crazy about it. You do the best that you can. So, you know, you try to cook most of your meals at home, read the ingredient lists, and be aware of those red flags. You know, well, if your buds have been hijacked, and you can unhijack your buds, by the way, okay, and get your brain chemistry back down to where it should be. You can, you know, by making small changes a little at a time, you'll see over time that the cravings subside, and you will see that you become sensitive to the flavor when you can spot it and identify it quickly. So so I just thought that was really like unbelievable. And I took notes like crazy, so I just want to make sure I didn't leave anything out, because there's nothing worse than saying, see you around, guys, and then it's like, oh, dang. Let's see. I told you about yep, I think I covered everything. But I just thought this was really disgusting. And, you know, they wonder why our health care is so expensive, and that's why. And they just keep doing it, you know. So anyway, I was really passionate about sharing that with you today, because it really just flipped my switch. And so share the information with someone you know. If you're having a hard time, if you have that craveability, the cravings that are going on, and you have a hard time saying no, find a different snack, you know, or make your own. Get some hummus and some celery and some carrots. I know it's not like a bag of, I don't know, chips or... And doesn't Frito-Lay do the nachos stuff too, with all that stuff all over it, you know? Talk about craveability, holy cow. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble now, and I never want to do that on here, because I don't like when people do it to me. So I just want to say it's been great spending time with you today. I hope that you learned something, and pass it on to those that need to know, or you think need to know, and read those ingredient labels. Very important. So it's a beautiful day here in New Jersey. The sun is shining. It's like awesome. So when I get off of here, I'm going to go sit outside with my dog, have a cup of tea, and bask in the sun. So I hope you're doing the same. And if you're not, go out at lunch, take a little walk, get some vitamin D, move a little bit. That's also very good. And I will see you. As you noticed on my little icon, normally it was like Mondays for your healthy truth, creating your healthy truth. Well, that hasn't been working out so great, because on my Mondays I've had things come up. So I created a new picture that just says, join me today at 1. So you never know when I'm going to pop up, but I'll always post it in the morning, and then you'll know. It'll be that day. So have an awesome day, have an awesome week, and talk to you soon. Bye.